Sup, Braz? This is MegaSean45 here, and welcome to my Half-Life 3 theory series. Judging by some leaks and rumors and the anniversaries and whatnot, people are starting to think that HL3 or HLX is just around the corner, and if that game is actually coming soon, I would like to make a few videos on some theories I made over the years. Now, all these are just speculation, and should be only taken with a small grain of black pepper, since salt gives you high blood pressure. So take these as you will. Also, the series is going to have major spoilers to every Half-Life game made thus far, including Alex. So if you still don't know Alex's story yet...
What is your major malfunction, dirtbag?
So without further ado, let's get started on theory number 1, the Dr. Kleiner theory. Now, we know Dr. Isaac Kleiner as this goofy but clever scientist, practically Dr. Emmett Brown in some cases.
Great Scott!
But as of late, I've been critically thinking about Dr. Kleiner and what makes him so special to the Half-Life series, because I've been finding him kinda sus lately. Being in a dystopian world, where an alien empire takes over and life is a living hell with the remaining human life on Earth, Dr. Kleiner is quite the optimist. I mean, look at him. He has a fully functional lab in the middle of the Combine's capital city on Earth. He has a fully functional teleporter that draws power in the building, and probably some of the neighboring buildings as well. And the Combine don't really look into it that much. I guess we could safely say this is Barney Calhoun pointing the CPs away from the area. If Barney is really this behind on his beating quota, it kind of makes me wonder how he's able to get away with so much. CPs could really think of Barney as a potential spy, unless they really don't give a damn. But we'll save Barney for another video. Now, let's start at the beginning of Kleiner's luck back in Black Mesa. Now, canonly, we cannot say where Kleiner has been during the Black Mesa incident. If we take the Black Mesa remake into consideration, then Kleiner was at Sector C, helping Eli with the malfunctioning equipment. The malfunctioning equipment was probably sabotaged by G-Man in the first place to keep these two from being in the observation room when the Resonance Cascade occurs. We know G-Man has a big plan with all these characters we see in HL2. Well, most of them. Fucking phony English prick. So, after Eli tells Gordon to get to the surface and call for help, we don't see him again until Half-Life 2. We know that he escaped Black Mesa, but how exactly? Now, I know what you're thinking. It was probably G-Man. Well, it could be G-Man, but all the G-Man can do is nudge things. We know G-Man plucked Alex from Black Mesa, but if G-Man could just grab whoever he wants, what was the point of keeping people like Gordon, Barney, and Shepard to fend for themselves? Kleiner does have the ability to use a gun, as seen in HL2 after Alex and Gordon teleport in from Nova Prospekt, so Kleiner and Eli might be able to take care of themselves better than we think, or at least did. This was practically 20 or so years ago when they were younger. And Eli didn't lose his leg until a bull squid attack after he already escaped, so he didn't go pirate just yet. But the question isn't exactly so much how did Eli and Kleiner escape from Black Mesa. The question merely is, how did Kleiner escape Black Mesa with a pet headcrab? But even though Black Mesa seems to imply Kleiner discovered Lamar in one of the tubes in Sector C, canonly, Kleiner could have gotten Lamar at any time before HL2. So, other questions are, how did Kleiner get Gordon's suit? It is the same suit Gordon used in Half-Life 1, but with a few tweaks and upgrades like the sprint and the zoom and the oxy tank. G-Man did say in HL1, as for the suit, I think you've earned it. But, of course, Gordon couldn't actually have the suit when he got to City 17. He would have gotten too much attention too quickly. So, we could say G-Man actually dropped the suit off with Kleiner, so Kleiner might be aware of G-Man's existence, unless the suit just got dropped off. anomalously. Now, everything I mentioned here, yeah, there seem to be easy answers for. Where am I getting at with Kleiner exactly? Well, let's get back to one of the topics in question. Lamar. Now, after the teleportation incident in Red Letter Day, Lamar went into the teleporter and ended up in the middle of the wasteland, and all that came back with us was a crow. Then we fast forward to halfway through the game in Anti-Citizen 1, there's Kleiner, and then there's Lamar again. Okay, how did exactly did Kleiner get Lamar back? That's the one question I don't know about. Barney couldn't be the one to do it. He hates Lamar. Magnuson does too. Alex, Eli, and Mossman were all at Black Mesa East, Nova Prospect, and the Citadel during the entirety of Half-Life 2. We don't know exactly where this part of the wasteland is. This could very well be America, all the way on the other side of the world, for all we know. Plus, as Alex said during Entanglement,
but where will you go?
I talked to Dr. Kleiner. His portal was almost working again. If he's managed to repair it, we'll end up there.
So, between Red Letter Day and Entanglement, Kleiner was busy with his teleporter. He wasn't looking for Lamar. Then after Entanglement, a week went by and the uprising started. Kleiner couldn't risk leaving his lab in the middle of a war zone. Now, this brings up another problem. Why is Kleiner still in his lab? Back in Red Letter Day, the teleport malfunction didn't go unnoticed by the Combine. 2 scanners spotted the whole thing, and Breen was on the hunt for Gordon. Why didn't Breen send the Combine to Kleiner's lab? Well, who knows, maybe he did. As you can see, there are many holes around his lab. The tubes are destroyed, and Kleiner's vending machine door got replaced by an elevator door. Did Barney and some rebels protect his lab? Who knows, it was never said. But if the Combine were aware that he is a teleporter, one would think that a huge Combine strike force would come and take Kleiner's lab by force, like they did with Black Mesa East. When Alex and Gordon finally teleported back to Kleiner's lab a week later, just as Gordon and Dog left to join the war, Alex says she was going to take Kleiner to a safe spot or whatever. Now, obviously, Alex wasn't the one who brought Kleiner to White Forest. Know why? Well, I'll tell you. Alex would have to leave the city in the middle of a war zone, and leaving the city was already hard enough to do even before the war. Then she'd have to go many miles across the wilderness to get to White Forest, and then she has to come all the way back. And on top of that, this is all supposed to happen throughout one chapter because Alex reunites with Gordon at the end of Anti-Citizen 1. Now, one might assume that Magnuson has another teleporter in White Forest, but I disagree with that because Magnuson put most of his work and effort into building the rocket that was eventually used to destroy the super portal. Plus, if Magnuson actually had a teleporter, Eli wouldn't have said, "But where would you go?" back in Nova Prospect. They couldn't teleport to Black Mesa East because the Combine controlled it by then. So how did Kleiner get to White Forest? Well, he might have had a rebel escort take him, but did Kleiner also take Lamar with him too? Kleiner definitely had a whole load of plot armor to be alive for this long. And not to mention, Kleiner had a hard time finding Lamar even before Alex took him to that so-called safe spot, so...
Just a minute. I can't leave without Lamar.
Oh, no.
Where did she get to?
Dr. Kleiner, there's really no time.
No, she's around here someplace.
We'll find you another pet head crab. There are plenty to go around.
There's only one Hitty.
So, it kind of makes me wonder how Kleiner would be able to look after Lamar while being escorted all the way to White Forest Base. So, with all the plot armor Kleiner has, it kind of makes me wonder what G-Man's final plan for Kleiner is. So, with that being said, here's my main theory about Dr. Kleiner. How closely does he work with G-Man? Many of the stuff I brought up, G-Man must have a plan for Kleiner. Kleiner had Gordon's suit, he had a teleporter, he helped Magnuson with the rocket, but Lamar keeps coming back to the equation. Like, how exactly is Lamar important enough to be part of G-Man's mission or something? I guess emotional support head crab or something to help make Kleiner mentally prepared for whatever he has to work on. Who knows? But then in episode 2, Lamar jumps into the rocket, and during T-1, Kleiner mentions,
Wait a moment. I'm seeing a payload anomaly of approximately 8.5 pounds.
Well, that's within tolerance.
so that would imply Lamar went into the rocket or the gnome, but who the heck is going to take that stupid little thing on the car ride each playthrough? This gnome ain't got nothing on Wilson. So when HL3 comes and I see Lamar back, I'm definitely going to get a little suspicious over Kleiner. But who knows? Maybe Lamar won't come back. Maybe we'll have like a new Zenian alien in the form of a Houndai. I guess we'll find out later, huh? So that's my main theory. Does Dr. Kleiner work closely with G-Man? Now, I got the feeling HL3 might want to give us another spy plot twist. Not that stupid Dr. Mossman spy twist from HL2. Now, I didn't see that coming when I was a kid playing this, but playing this as an adult, I could probably smell Mossman being a traitor from a mile away. We didn't spend enough time with her to trust her, but you know who we did spend enough time with that we wouldn't expect to be a spy? Kleiner. Now, would Kleiner be a spy willingly? Hell no! He loves Gordon! But to protect his beloved Lamar, or whatever, protecting his lab and his research, Kleiner may be forced to have his own separate agenda. Not being a spy for the Combine per se, but a spy for G-Man. No one would see this coming, but it would also make sense if you think about it. And it would give Kleiner the secret backstory that would make him more of an interesting character than just being comic relief. I know Eli wouldn't be the traitor, Mossman wouldn't be the traitor twice, Barney is too beloved to be a traitor, Magnuson being a traitor would be too obvious. He's not bad, he's just grumpy and prideful. For Kleiner, it would kind of make sense. I'm sure Kleiner will be back in Half-Life 3, as most of these characters. Valve, if you leave Barney out of this game, it's going to be an automatic 0 out of 10. But in all seriousness, I'm sure Kleiner will be back. The Half-Life Alyx files have a Kleiner model, so Kleiner was originally supposed to be in the game. So since the model is already made, it would be pretty easy for him to return. Plus, Kleiner wants to use the Borealis, against Eli's opinion, to destroy it. So on top of Alyx being missing and Mossman being in trouble, Eli would probably have to deal with Kleiner shit too. So it would be nice seeing him again. It would also be nice hearing Harry Robbins' voice again. He makes an awesome Kleiner, and he loves the Half-Life fandom so much that he offered his voice in a few HL fan projects already. So that's my Dr. Kleiner theory. Oh, and since I mentioned pretty much every HL2 character's name in here, I don't want to leave him out. Father Grigori. So let me know in the comments what you think about this theory. Let's have a discussion about it. And let me know about your own HL3 theories. Stay tuned for more Half-Life 3 theories soon. Talk to you later, alligators, and I'll talk all about ya. Thanks!